Okay, my friends, here we go again with some more door shenanigans. Last time I said that I completed the first 300 of the 580, and I showed you numbers 101 to 150. So today we're going to have a look at 151 to 200, closer look at them. Now, before I start, I like to think that I'm a bit of a student of door books, and I like to give you the right information wherever possible. I made an error in the last video. I said that that very nice cover was, I credited it to Kelly Frias, where in actual fact it's George Barr. So I just thought I would, when I played it back, I realised that I've made that error, so I just thought I would correct it. So that's before we start. Okay, I'm not going to waste any time because we've got a few to get through. And so we'll start with 151. Now, the Brian Lumley books are quite sought after indoor. He did 3, didn't he? And that one is particularly nice. It's Michael Whelan cover. That's 151. Okay. And we've got one of the many Andre Norton books. I covered her history with door last time, or time before. And that's number 152, and that's by Jack Gorn. Actually, it surprised me as I've been doing this. I think Jack Gorn probably did as many, if not more, than Kelly Frias, which really surprised me. But there you go. Obviously a popular artist with door. Right, number 153. It's a collection, obviously. And again, that's Jack Gorn. Yeah, one of his nice references, that one. Okay, then we have the very popular Tanith Lee. That's that had a later printing which had its own number, and I'm really struggling to find it, to be honest, but at least I've got that one. That's by George Barr, although not immediately recognisable as his because of the smallness, if you like, the little frame. I don't know why as I said last time, I don't know why they do all this, but they do. So there we are. Right, here's another one of those tricky ones to find over here. Here's Best Horror Stories. All of these, apart from number 1 up to number 11 in Yellow Spines, were illustrated by Michael Whelan, and that's another nice job. Series 3. Okay, Pierre Barbet did a half a dozen or so for door. I believe these were translated. Again, Jack Gorn. I think sometimes it's hard to spot him because no, in actual fact that's it's Michael Whelan. Should have known that. I hang my head in shame. Okay, now here we have one of those horrible framed artwork covers. Bit of foxing or whatever, damp on the front of that one, but it'll do for now. It's got a decent spine. I'll have to get rid of that at some stage. But that is actually a Kelly Frias illustration, painting, whatever. Which surprised me. Okay, now we're on to number 108. Is another nice head shot by Kelly Frias. Twilight of Briareus. I've actually got a panel lozenge of this as well, so I've got it twice. that one. And one of the many Dre Prescott books by Alan Burt Akers, which of course is a pseudonym for Kenneth Bulmer. And that's, yeah, Jack Gorn again. Check that signature. Right. Now we're at 160. Heritage of Hastur. One of the many Darkover novels. I'm not doing very well with these because I'm not sure. There's Jack Gorn again. Jack surprising me this time around. Doesn't look like a Jack Gorn at all, but there you go. It is. And another Kelly Freas. That one's nice. Robert Chilson. That may have been his only. He may have done another one. Memory fails. I'm getting old now. Yeah. Actually, I think he probably did too, because I remember As the Curtain Falls being in the first 100, I'm sure. And there's a rare Chris Foss cover. Didn't do many for Door, strangely. Total Eclipse. Number 162. Right, at 163 we've got another George Barr. Not a great fan of that one, to be honest. It's not what I would call up to his usual standards, just in my eyes anyway. But the humorous book. That'll be the 5th indoor. And he went on to produce many more. Right. Now, Fritz Lee was so popular, he got a second book of his own stories. Very rare you see a blue cover indoor for some reason. But anyway, that little picture in the circle there is by Jack Gorn. Where are we? Number 164. And at 165 we have another. I don't normally follow with two of these anthologies, but I did here. Even smaller Jack Gorn there. Andre Norton, short stories. Yeah. And this is the first of the year's best fantasy stories, edited by Lynn Carter. George Barr for you. These are not that hard to find in the UK, strangely, unlike the horror and the year's best SF, which don't turn up as often as I would like, because I still need one of the best SF. So yeah, it's quite a nice cover there. The problem is, most of the ones I bought these in a bundle of all of them, 1 to 13 I think it was, and they all have slightly faded spines, sadly, but I'm not going to complain because it often happens. Right, Fontenay by Starr. Nice George Barr cover. You think that was a modern book, wouldn't you? It isn't. It's a translation of a book that was actually written in 1854, pre-Jules Verne, even. But they've jazzed it up to make it look like a really modern jobby, but yeah, over a century before Tolkien wrote blah blah. the door discovery, so it says. So, what was that? Right, where are we? 168. That'll be George Kirby, I believe. I'll check that for you. No, I'm doing very well today at all. Kelly Frias. Not typical, I've got to say, but it is. Anvil, I think. He only did 2 or 3 for door, Anvil. Right, it's another one of the never-ending... No, it isn't actually. It isn't a Gore book. It says new for Gore fans, but it isn't. It says the author of the novels, yeah. It's something other than Gore. Just for a laugh. And that is by Gino D'Achille. I think that's how you pronounce it. Can't be certain, but yeah, 169. Right, I know there's one. It's definitely George Kirby. Nice cover, I like the yellow. I think anything in yellow or red or purple always looks nice in the background. That was published in the UK as Hello Summer Goodbye. I think it's one of the Pan Lodgings books that I collect, but I haven't got it. Michael Coney, who I must start reading soon. Anyway, that's 170. Right, this is the last of the Eyes trilogy by Stuart Gordon. He did one other book, I believe, but apart from the Eyes trilogy, I think. 171, that's of course Michael Whelan, you recognise that as Michael Whelan. Yeah. Quite a thick volume, that one, actually. Right, here's one of the multitudinous Gordon Dixon books with a horrible little frame at the bottom. I don't know whether he made it made it a condition of him writing books that Door published that he has this massive byline here, but yeah, Kelly Frias down there. Well, that doesn't really matter because you can't see it. Soldier Arsenal. Another Dorsey book. Right, here's good old Jack again with another Dre Prescott. Strangely enough, this pseudonym of Kempo, well, I'm not going to get it right way up sometime soon. Yeah, there we go. The Acres name appeared on the spine for so long, and then weirdly it changed to Prescott. I've never seen the name of a title character on the spine as a writer, which is very weird. Strange indeed. But I don't think we'll come to any of those in this little lot. Yeah. Jack Gordon. And this one is an author, well, he's an author that I don't know, but he's an artist that I certainly don't know. I did know, but I can't remember. So let's have a little looky here. Cover art by John and Anthony II Gentile. Oh, I've never seen with H. Looks like 2, but yeah, we'll say it's John and Anthony H. Gentile. Not bad. Could do with being a bit bigger. There you go. Right. We'll just pull this second batch towards me. Hope they don't topple over. Right, okay. Here's a nice Michael Whelan. It's another one of those horrible. Shall we carry on with H.G. Wells' ideas? I assume. I can only assume by the title. But at least the Michael Whelan cover makes it worthwhile. So I don't care for Ron Goulart, but there you go, that's just me. 175. Okay, 176. Gregory Kern, Beyond the Galactic Lens. Another homage, if you like. Paucity of ideas, I call it, but never mind. He only did a couple of books that were for the main door run, but he did a load of books called the Cap Kennedy books. I've never collected them, so I don't know how many of them there were, but they had their own numbering. So not a bother to me, I don't need to hunt them down. I don't know if this is the one, it's by Eddie Jones, is it? But I don't know if this is the one that doesn't credit the artist. No, that one does, that's Eddie Jones, even though it looks a bit like Chris Foss, a bit. And, where are we? Book of John Brunner, that's another Jack Gorn, of course. Nice red background. Another collection, of course. And this is Michael Moorcock's first door effort, or the first Michael Moorcock published by Door. And that's Michael Whelan cover, of course. Right, this was Werner Vinger's only contribution to Door. That's George Barr, believe it or not. Particularly look like him, as I say, you can't always tell with these little boxes at the bottom. But yeah, Werner Vinge, his only contribution, as I said. Now I must get a better condition copy of this one, it's horrible. I mean, it's only a placeholder, that one. But it chip out the bottom, all these creases, it'll have to go. But anyway, it's the last episode of the Green Star series, and the cover is by Michael Whelan. And that is number 180. Right, here's another Door side book with tiny artwork. I can't place that because it ain't very big, can't really see. Yeah, it's a bloke called Paul Lair, don't know him at all. Yeah, right, 180, where are we? Ah, this is a lovely one, 182. This is one of the best door covers, without hands down. Minikins of Yam, strange title. I'm not into Thomas Bennett's Swan, so I'll probably not read it, but it's worth having just for that cover. And of course to complete the set. Yeah, lovely. George Barr. That's beautiful. I love that one. Right, here's Michael Kurland. Now that, to all intents and purposes, looks like a Jack Gorn, but I don't believe it is. We will check. No, it's a chap called Douglas Beekman in the Jack Gorn style. Right, now this is an interesting one. It is particularly hard to find, this one. It's one of those mid-range scarce books that is mid-range price as well, but it ain't cheap. And I was sent that by mistake, which I believe I showed you in the last pickups. Now, as you can see there, it hasn't got the collector's number, just UE, catalogue number, I believe that is, or something or other. Right, so then the people were very good about it, and said keep the other one, and we'll send you the proper. I mean, why would you change that artwork. I mean, that's lovely. Why would you change it for generic that? That's by a guy called Enrich. Never heard of him. And this one I have forgotten. It's by someone called Brian Froud. I mean, that's a lovely cover. Why would you want to change it? Anyway, importantly, it has the 184 there. And the other one will go over there. Right, here's another Gore. You know, the Gili Tribesmen, 1976 Gore novel. 185. Of course, these were uniform, these Gores, they all look like that, which I suppose makes sense. I've never read one myself, and I'm not likely to, but there you go. That's an interesting one. This is not easy to find in the UK. Seen a few in the States. 186, Wrath of Fu Manchu. I mean, not strictly science fiction or fantasy as far as I can see, but it was there was only 4 Fu Manchu stories in there, and it was padded out with something else, but it was published posthumously. Jack Gordon cover there, number 186. Right, 187. Now this one's another translation, but it was translated and rewritten by Philip Jose Farmer. I don't know how extensively or why, but it was. And it's a shame about the Roy Krenkel art being so small. But there you go. Need to. Right, here is not one of my favourite authors, Cherry. I've read a couple of her books, didn't like either of them. That includes Down Below Station, which won the Hugo. Didn't like it at all. Gate of Ivrael, first Ivrael book. And her first book, apparently, Michael Whelan. Not one of his best, but there you go. That's Michael. Okay, and yet another Dre Prescott. Still got the acres. There. Michael Whelan. Not much to say about those really, is there? Right, similarly we have Gordon Dixon, Ancient Minery. I believe this is the one that was published early in the 1960s, might have been 1960, and it was called The Genetic General. I actually got a copy of it, so I believe that's the one. Hard to tell whose artwork that is, so we'll have to have a little looky. A little bit of boom. Oh dear. Oh yeah, just there. Eddie Jones. I don't know why he'd bother with that, because you just can't see it at all, can you? Right, here's a nice George Barr. Can't really go wrong with him. Another dark over novel. Don't know how many of these there were, but Door published loads of it later on. When I finally reached the climax of the collection, you'll see quite a few of these. But say nothing I'm likely to read, but very nice cover, and too big for me. I couldn't tackle that. 191, and here's another one of the world's best SF, which I found quite challenging. I had to go to the States for most of them, actually. Another Jack Gordon, obscured by the title, sadly. I think this was some of Jack Gordon's best work, actually, and it was all shoved in one side of the book, which is a shame. But yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff in these, mind. Good stuff, good authors, good stories. Right, here we have our friend Talith Lee again. It's, Kile Stormlord. That's quite common in the UK, that one, as opposed to 3 or 4 other books, which are quite horrendously priced for what they are, actually. So that's that. There's a certain resemblance to Ken Kelly, but that's definitely Gino. I don't like Ken Kelly because he's the Frazetta rip-off. I suppose you could say the same for him. Right, another stable for the Mind Riders. Now, who the heck did that? Is that Defate? Let's have a look. Yeah, Vincent Defate. Not typical of his work, actually, but there you go. Quite nice. And we move on to the last half a dozen now. That's the first Aldair book, or the first Albion, whichever you prefer. Neil Barrett. As I say, he did these 4 and 1 other for Door. Josh Kirby, of course. Quite a nice cover, that one, actually. Nice detail in the background there. Can't beat Josh. And another nice George Barr. He does some great work. I must say he's never been one of my favourite authors, but the more I see of his work on the Door books, the more I like him. Powerless Dreams. I'm sure, I think this is the one. It's touted as a novel, but it's actually like a fix-up of 4 short stories. I don't read Andre Norton, but I just read that somewhere and it's stuck in my feeble brain. Getting feebler all the time, I should add. It's got old Roy Krenkel with another one of his cracking covers for Philip Jose Farmer. I love this guy. A lot of people might not be familiar with him, being a sort of an old fashion kind of artist, but he does some nice stuff. Flight to Opar. It's number 197, so we've just got 3 left now. Blinking, I hate this cover. It's not by anybody I know. I hope he didn't do too many. Who we got? Thomas Barber Jr. Haven't seen much of his work and I don't wish to. Horrible. Or is it just me? Anyway, that's another Doom Rest. And second to last we have Pierre Barbet with another one of his Eric Darner's books. That is Carol Thole. Again, that's not really typical of Carol Thole, but a nice bunch of Napoleons in the front there. And finally we have one of those horrible covers. It's sort of like a anniversary edition for number 200. I think it's just some of the most popular people like Norton, Alan Burt Akers, Gordon Dixon, Zimmer Bradley, Lee, Lynn Carter, it's all the, like the fantasy crew. So that's number 200. Okay, so there you have it. I'll be back with 201 to 250 very shortly. Hope you enjoyed that little look, and thank you all for whatever you do, view, share. More comments please, thank you. Right, I will see you very shortly. Bye bye now.